It's Halloween! Right, so today it's going to be... Hi and welcome back to Like Your Lifestyle. It's time for me to be talking to you about something very special that's been going on in the world recently and will definitely be coming up soon. If you haven't noticed already, it's Halloween! So that means everybody out there is looking for the stupidest costumes to wear to look like totally silly and look kind of like an idiot. So that means that it's special to get tips definitely at this kind of time, so that when you go to a party, when you go out into the streets and you knock on all the people's doors and make them feel scared, that you are looking as scary and stupid as possible. Right, so that's why I come in with lifestyle tips and tricks for you, and that's what I'm doing today. Going to do that. So, something really special to me is that I made a video a small while ago which was talking about something probably, and a comment came from a man. Her username was Matt Watts, and that means what he definitely said was show me how to make a sexy Halloween costume. So I'm used to making more kind of stupid ones, but for this here, I'll be making ones which are sexy Halloween costumes. So today what I've decided to go with is just a little something I like to call a witch costume, which is the scary woman costume. And I'm going for also a zombie costume, which is a bloody dead person. So today, first, what we'll have to do, first one is to make we're going to make the witch's outfit for the witch to wear. I will wear, which I which is the witch costume. So that's what I will wear to look sexy and to look a little bit silly, stupid. So that's the witch costume, which I will wear. So to get started, I've got some things here which are things which you will need: a ball and the sticks, several sticks, and another kind, which is this one, and we'll also need a glass of water, which is there, and these papers. I've got these papers, which are these colours, non-colour, green, and that one. And then we have these scissors, which are there. We've got the spiky slap. So that's there. This is one which we've got for the hair. It's like a loudspeaker. And we've got this, which is the silver round tape. And of course, a trusty mirror. So, to get started with the witch's outfit, which I will be wearing, we have some clothes. So just as a thing to get started with, get out your shirt. So there we have, this is the shirt, which we have, and what we're going to do is just cut some shapes into that to make sure this is a really great Halloween costume. So the shapes I'm going to cut are S shapes. Okay. Then because it's a little bit too small, we'll just chop a little bit off here. This is an old shirt, so any old shirt you've got in your cupboards will be really good for this stuff. Okay. So once you've got that, you can stick some of the tape just to make sure that it's going to be together. You can stick this bit which you cut off around the collar to hide it, to make sure. So what you want to do is get a kind of a double-sided mound. Get that onto the new bit, and then that's like the witch's cloak. So to be a sexy costume, you need to wear stuff which is torn to shreds, absolutely ripped up and torn to shreds, so you can show a little bit of skin. So that's what we'll be doing with that. So that goes there, and just put that to one side for the moment while we make the hat for the witch. So here we go. This is going to be the witch's hat. So you'll need to start with 2 pieces of the non-coloured card. Lie one down flat, and the other one is going to be into a cone shape. So we need to fold it into a cone. Silly thing's got a little bit stuck there. See if we can pull that a bit. There we have it. So this one's a little bit, this paper I think is maybe a little bit tough, but see if you can fold it into a cone shape. Simple. So once you've got that in a cone at the top, so you just have to force it sometimes. Just make sure it stays, and then you can stop that. Yeah. Then get out the stick, one of the sticks. So this one's the glue stick, and what you want to do is, some people would glue it to the bottom bit, which is fine, you can do that quickly. And then you can also glue it onto the bottom side of the pointy witch bit of the hat. Okay, so just set that to one side while it dries. Set that to one side while it... So you want to set that to one side while it dries, and then we can start to do something with the witch's dress. which is here. And what you want to do with this is a simple thing of putting this in bits of it so it looks like she's got special pockets of spell powder. So she's got this special pocket here, the witch. So you never know if the witch is going to cast a spell on you, which I find to be something. If we're talking about sexy, then that's something which is very sexy. Is to be a little bit. You don't know what they're going to do to you. Of course, as I said earlier, it needs to be a little bit ripped to be a good costume, so for a witch and to be sexy. So that you have to just do that. And then you can rip it so you can show a little circle of your back, which is always very sexy for a party, and that's going to be awesome. Okay, so moving on, we're going to have to start doing stuff with our face now because it's Halloween after all, and that's when people really pay attention to your face and the things that you've done to your face recently, and maybe not even that recently. So, okay, so moving on to the face, which is what we're going to be doing now. Get your mirror out and get your face paint. And just to provide myself with a guide, I'm going to start with the pen. So what we want to do first is to draw horrible little spiders onto our face, which is something that we don't want normally to have, and we don't want actual to have spiders on our face because that would be gross. You could pretend though, and that's what Halloween is all about. It's about doing stupid things that people like to see because it's not really happening. So to begin with, I'm going to draw a little spider. So basically, if you remember spiders from school, from how we learned about them. So if you remember spiders from when you were in school and when you learned about bugs and different bugs that there are, then you remember, of course, that the spider has 10 legs, 10 toes, 10 eyes, and it's got one perfectly round body. So we draw one body, and it has to be a complete circle. Dipping back into the paint when you need to. Making it round. Making sure that it's completely round. And okay, so going back to the paint whenever you need to, and moving on to the legs. So we have 10 legs. And there we have 10. Okay, so there's one spider, and if you want to try to do the exact same thing with the other hand, it's always a bit more tricky with the other hand, but it's going to be fine if you concentrate and do your job. So just reaching towards your face and remembering how spiders are, which is very wide, but also very thin. And keeping that going until you have a completely spider in your face. Then from there you can do the legs. As you remember, on the first side it is 1 leg, 2 leg, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Then you have 10 legs for each spider. That's 22 less 22 legs, or 20 legs to each spider. So there we have the spiders for the witch, and then to finish off, as we go towards completion for the witches, sexy witches outfit, we just want to do witch hair, which is always going to be underneath a hat, so have to make sure you do it a little bit and you do it properly. So that's what it is. So you just have to do it properly and make sure you do it well. Witch's hair is always a little bit worse than normal people's hair. So keep that in mind when you're doing it. That's what you're aiming for, is a little bit worse than a normal person's hair. So that will probably do, because of course I'm going to be wearing a hat. So don't forget stuff like that, because that's stupid. So now remembering that witches often have on goggles to protect them from their own spells, because it's quite tricky out there when you're playing spells with your friends to not get hit by your own spells. If you remember this from the Harry Potter book, that was one thing that he definitely said to his friends. So as we go on, I will just make sure I have on these pair of goggles. So here we have a bunch of things ready to go, and join me now over where I'm putting on the clothes. So the next next one of the stupid costumes to wear that I'll be doing, a scary costume, is going to be it's my favourite one, which is the zombie costume, which is like dead. Things that have died, people have died, horrible accidents. Then they come up kind of half alive again, so they're rotten off with limbs fallen off, rotted, going into gangrene, toxic shock. But they also are alive, and they're making all kinds of lovely noises and singing songs and essentially trying to eat other people alive. So what I'll be wearing for this next costume is a total surprise. so you'll have to wait and see. No checking. No checking. So off we go. It's first thing that we'll be doing is to make the costume, which, as far as I know, is a great costume. So it's made of these clothes, which I'm sure you all have. Some of you have. Which I'm sure you all have. These, which are long trousers, white trousers. And they'll be on my legs, in the normal way, but they will have a totally new way of being designed, which I'm going to do now. Simple old technique which I learned from my parents and what they learned from my parents, is just normal stuff like getting scissors from the house, just normal household stuff we're using here. Yeah. So you just lay them down and you chop them. Sometimes a little bit more difficult than others. Is to then you can get the ball where that is, and put that it's quite tough, these ones. And then you can put the ball through, which can often make making other holes a little bit easier, a little bit bigger. See there, you can use that to make the hole. And it's actually much in your favour if you can do something like with this. So the next step is always to and then you've got something which can you really be proud of. Well, just get in rough with it and don't make it fuss or anything. Just fold it around, bleed it onto itself, and from there you can and there we have a probably dead person's trousers. So that's half the way towards having a completed costume for a zombie. So we have that piece of kind of almost like a piece of fruit, and then we just have to get something which is really normal, which is to get the green portion of the card to make the zombie shirt with. We make two of these together, and an orange one on the back because Halloween is the time of orange, and it's the time of treating orange correctly. So that basically goes very easily into itself. So and then that can be worn on the side so it looks like an infected wound gone really wrong, so that just goes around there like that. And okay, so that's basically the entire zombie cause been made. But we do have a couple of things left to make, so just set that to one side. And set these ruined awful trousers to one side as well, and we can make a headgear and move on to the bit you've all been looking forward for, bit you've always been looking for, which is the face painting. So first off we have the face, not the face, we have the we want to make the headgear for the zombie, which is covered in white, bits from when they died. Horrible death. Because yeah, pop that on there so it's nice and sticky, and then that will stick to your head like a bandage from when they died that awful, terrible death. And you can put through there some so, moving on to the face paint, which is one of the best bits of the entire thing. So, what we need to do first is wet our little piece of fruit and put that into the white. So, as we all remember how zombies are, which is sometimes one of the most dead things of Halloween. So you can put this in here, and we just wetting the piece of fruit, obviously, in here, and then what we want to just be doing is making it all as white as we can. Oh. If you want to do your entire body, please do, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to do this bit of my arm. And there we have half the face paint. The next bit of the face paint will be easily done. It's just simple bits of blood from when that person died, which we will always remember. So, just some really believable wounds which are almost completely gone, infected and made into. You got punched maybe into the face as well. So there we have the zombie makeup. which will be going next into. I'll show you how it looks all together. Entire zombie outfit. Okay, so that's my tips on how to make the best interesting Halloween costumes. They should look really stupid and everyone will think you're so fun and maybe even think you're stupid as well, but that's not fair to you because you tried really hard, but that's not... Anyway, so this Halloween is going to be one of the best Halloweens you've ever seen because now you've got which is really special, which is tips and tricks from me on how to make yourself look as stupid as possible and how to make yourself look really funny and scary, but also have, as Matt Watts said, a really scary time and to feel really scary and scared of other people and scared of what they have to do at the parties, scaring on people's doors and stuff. So I think that's going to be a really interesting way to do Halloween this year. So I think that's a little bit different than things you maybe did last year or did you when you were 6 or something. So that's not even going to be a problem for you this year. So the final thing I have to say is just know what yourself is and know what your mates is and take care of take care of yourself and take care of your family, because this year it's going to be safer, more dangerous than usual. So that's not. Don't worry about it, but do make it safer. And I'll see you later. Hey, quickly come here. It's time for me to talk to you about the new Patreon page for Like Your Lifestyle channel. There's one on Patreon, which you can go to if you go to search Patreon Like Your Lifestyle. You can get there easily, and you can sign up for a monthly make to me a monthly donation, where you get £1, £2, even £10 worth of behind the scenes footage and behind the scenes photos, and even you get like special messages and stuff. I don't even know. You go there and you can sign up to support me and make more videos. It's really good. It's absolutely okay. All right. Okay. Go to patreon.com for further information.